Hello and welcome in.
Please do not leave your luggage unattended on the station.
Welcome to the show.
Episode of Off Court, and I've got the game up here. So if my eyes keep going here, it's because, like you, I am also watching the Denver Nuggets in their first preseason game. They are in Abu Dhabi, which has been interesting because we have a 10 a.m. tip-off, which we're not used to watching basketball that early, but they are facing the current champions. I'm going to call them that because until the next team wins, they are the current champions of the NBA, the Boston Celtics. And so far, so good what we're seeing from this Nuggets team. Per usual, they had a much bigger lead in the first half than they did the second half. If you've been watching the Nuggets, you know that that is kind of historically what they do. They tend to take their foot off the gas a little bit in that third quarter and then have to fight like hell in the fourth quarter to either come back in the game or to keep that lead or regain that lead and try to win the game. So right now we've got around 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Nuggets are up by 1. It's 79-80. We just missed a free throw. Hate seeing that. Those are free points. They're called free throws. Would love to see those go in. But so far, we've had a pretty great game. I've got a few takeaways that I noticed. And of course, I was juggling between filming our football show and also we've actually had the Nuggets game on the entire football show. And I was trying my best to fight the urge to watch that full time, but I did actually end up calling the Broncos, the Nuggets on the show. So clearly I'm not great at dividing my brain, or I'm just really, really excited about what we're seeing from this Nuggets team right now. Some first half takeaways that I really want to talk about in this one. We had quite a few good performances. Russell Westbrook with his 2 shots, his first 2 shots as a Denver Nugget were threes, which is very, very exciting to see. We know that Russell Westbrook has had, honestly, really high highs, really low lows in his career. By no means is Russell Westbrook in his prime, but that's not the role that the Nuggets need him for. We really need some elevation on that bench, some energy off of that bench, a competitive nature from our bench, so much so that we can give our starters like Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, who's very injury prone, a break throughout the game. We know Nikola Jokic damn near played every minute of the games in the postseason, which is just not realistic. We cannot have our best player out there almost every minute of the game. So we've got to find ways to have our bench continue to hold on to leads and or keep that competitive energy, even if Nikola Jokic is not on the floor. The Celtics just hit a 3. It's now 84-81. The Celtics have the lead. Again, per usual, the Nuggets have a pretty solid lead in the first half or throughout the first half. And then for some reason, that third quarter can kind of be our demise. And we actually saw that switch against the Lakers in last year's postseason, where the third quarter was where they really had to turn the game around because of such poor performances in the first half. We've got some really a 3. There we go. A 3 by the Nuggets here, which was a massive concern as we entered this season. What is our 3-point shooting going to look like without KCP? He's our 3-and-D guy, one of the more reliable when it comes to the 3-point game, but we also have an MPJ who right now, I will read you some of the box scores if you are not familiar with what's going on. MPJ is 5 of 8 from the field and 1 of 3 from 3. Jamal Murray, not as great as we would have liked to have seen. Again, we know that he had a little bit of a rough postseason last year. Didn't have a great showing for Team Canada in Paris as it pertains to the Olympics. I went to media day. I wasn't a huge fan of the energy he gave off in his media day interviews. He was very much short answers, wasn't really trying to answer questions, didn't have a ton of energy, wasn't super excited to be there. And the only reason I find that disappointing is because of the nature of his situation right now. He got a max contract in this offseason following a pretty inconsistent and not so great postseason. That's a blessing. You know, there's a lot of players that probably wish they could have a bad performance in the postseason and still get a max contract. We know Jamal Murray is extremely important to this Denver Nuggets offense. We know that Jamal Murray himself has set the bar very, very high, and that is now the standard for him. So anything but that, and it feels like a disappointment. He's 1 of 4 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. Again, very similar to what we saw in the postseason against the Timberwolves, against the Lakers. Obviously, the Lakers kind of feels jaded there because of the very clutch buzzer-beating shots that he made to help the Nuggets win. So feels a little jaded there, but we did not see Jamal Murray in his best form Was he injured? Yes. At the end of the day, does it matter? No, it doesn't. 1 of 4 from field, 1 of 3 from 3 right now for Jamal Murray. The game is tied up 86-86 with 8 minutes left. So Jamal not having the best performance. He's got 3 points. CB, who is a new starter in this lineup, 5 points. 2 of 4 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3. So he's not taking a ton of shots necessarily. What's really exciting for me is that the defensive rebounds from CB right now, he's at 4 with a total of 5. He had 1 offensive rebound and 4 defensive rebounds. We have seen CB be very, very clutch for this Nuggets team as it pertains to defense. That's a very exciting thing to see him now showcasing in a preseason game, because we know it's very different to come off the bench than it is to start with players like MPJ, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. It's tough to be thrown into that. He had big shoes to fill with a 3-and-D guy like KCP. That was a huge loss for the Nuggets that I don't think we spent enough time in the offseason talking about how that was going to affect this team. Losing KCP is a big deal. So CB's got a very large role in this starting lineup, and he's not doing horribly in this game. I'm pretty excited about what I see, especially with those defensive rebounds. I think that's going to be huge. Now let's talk a little bit about the bench. Like I said, game is still tied 86-86 with 7:40 left. Let me get on Twitter really quick. Retweet this show, get some more people in here. I've got a screen down below, so if you guys do have comments and you want me to see them, I will do my best to read them. I know they're far away, but I'll do my very, very best. But just know I see you. If you're here, thank you for being here. Much love to you. I appreciate you for hanging with me and watching along in this preseason game in Abu Dhabi. Woo! Okay, let's talk about the bench a little bit. Russell Westbrook. First 2 buckets by Westbrook were some beautiful threes. And then, we saw him miss a 3 as I was getting excited and getting ahead of myself, which I tend to do as a Denver sports fan, unfortunately. He did miss one. Westbrook's numbers right now, he's got 19 minutes of play, which is a really, really exciting thing to see. He's actually got more than Jamal Murray. And obviously, we anticipate in preseason games, you're probably going to see more from your bench than you do from your starters. But our starters have been playing a lot. Nikola Jokic with 17 minutes, 15 for MPJ, Aaron Gordon, and Jamal Murray, and then CB with only 13. And then you've got what's his name? Strother. Now, we talked a lot in the preseason. I'm going to get back to Westbrook. I'm kind of jumping all over the place, and I apologize for that. I don't know where all my energy came from today, but it is like a lot of it. And I'm just feeling really good. And if you guys know me, in my life, I have dealt with mental health, and I've been very open and honest and transparent about that. So when you have a day that you just wake up and you're feeling good and the weather's nice and the birds are chirping and your favorite NBA team is playing their first game, who can complain? It feels great. I'm in a very good mood today. So let's hope the Nuggets don't kill that. We talked a lot in the preseason about Christian being in the starting lineup. I still absolutely think that was the right decision, especially from a defensive perspective. We've got to have better defense than we had in the postseason. But I think CB is still a little bit more proven than Julian Strother. We saw Julian Strother in Vegas in the offseason looking pretty great, which was really, really exciting to see. I think that he's probably a better shooter than CB, but you've got to look at the whole package. And at this point in time, CB to me is more proven. So you got to go with him in your starting lineup. I think that was the right decision. However, Julian Strother, 22 minutes of play in this game so far. He's 4 of 8 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. I like that. I like that when we have a bench guy that even in a preseason game, I know he's not perfect, and I do expect him to shoot a little bit better from 3, especially if he's going to be the sidekick to CB, because I think that's where CB falls short, is his 3-point shooting. So Julian Strother to me can be a perfect combination with CB. Have those two in a healthy rotation. Strother, I want to see him better from the 3, of course. He's 1 of 3 right now. But 9 points off the bench, I'm not mad at that. I'm really, really not mad at that, considering we haven't had the most reliable bench. One thing I'm a little bummed about is not seeing Peyton Watson out there at all in this game so far. I did see that he had potentially an injury. He was a game time decision. That was one guy I was really looking forward to watching in this one. But again, really excited to see Julian Strother getting a lot of minutes. Let's talk about the next person on the bench with the second most minutes, and that's Russell Westbrook, you guys. Like I said, first 2 shots as a Denver Nugget were 3s, and I think that is everything for his confidence. He's been called Westbrook. He's been scrutinized by the media. He's been scrutinized by the former teams that he has played for. He's now on a team that he has talked a lot about in practices, in media day about the culture of this team. He wanted to play for Denver. He was drawn to the competitive culture. He's already got great relationships with a lot of the guys on this team. And to me, what I'm seeing with Russell Westbrook in so many ways for the first game, there's a pretty seamless chemistry and connection that's happening so far. One of the biggest takeaways I saw from him at halftime, he had 6 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, all in 10 minutes. And the best part of it all, the best part is not the 6 rebounds and the 6 points. It's the fact that as of now, or when it was halftime, he hadn't turned the ball over. Right now, he's got 2 turnovers. And of course, if you've watched Westbrook play, you know that the turnovers can be pretty prevalent. They can happen pretty consistently. The leading turnover machine in this game is actually Hunter Tyson with, it's Kankar with 4. And let me make sure I'm reading this right. Yes, Westbrook does currently have 2, but in the first half of the game, he hadn't turned the ball over yet, which was really exciting to see because, again, as a facilitator, as a point guard, you kind of expect that to be part of their game. Jamal Murray's had 2 turnovers himself, and Michael Porter Jr. with 3. And we know MPJ actually does struggle with turnovers at times. These are some mistakes that, again, get him out the way. Turn over the ball in preseason, figure out that chemistry now. But Russell Westbrook has been a very pleasant surprise to me, and I'm feeling very excited about that. Some of the big other keys first half notables, if you will, MPJ, 12 points. He was 5 of 8 from the field at half. Jokic, 14 points, doing Jokic things, also 8 rebounds at halftime. This is Nikola Jokic we're talking about. We know this. And like I said, Westbrook, 6 points, 6 assists, and very, very and protecting the ball very, very well, not turning it over a ton in that first half. 8 steals for Denver, shooting 40% from 3, 8 of 20 at half for this team. And again, shooting from the 3 was a very, very large concern for this Nuggets team. So I'm excited to see them hopefully already finding their footing from the 3-point line. Right now, the Nuggets are down by 1. Strother at the line just made a free throw. It is now tied 88-88 with 6:38 and counting to go. Like I said, the Nuggets have a very bad habit of taking their foot off the gas in that second half. We saw the reverse of that in the Lakers series because they played such poor first halves that the third quarter was really the only opportunity they had to get back into the game because they played so poorly in the first half of those games that third quarter was like do or die. You better get back in this game or it's a wrap. So we saw them climbing back from 20-point deficits in the third quarter to eventually win the game off of a buzzer beater. It was kind of the reverse, but in the regular season, habitually, I'm warning you now, don't get too excited or comfortable at halftime when you're watching the Denver Nuggets because I am almost certain that they will give you a heart attack at some point in the third quarter. They will take their foot off the gas, and then they will have to expel a lot of energy in that fourth quarter to fight to win a game, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. We have got who's out there right now. Our bench guys are playing a lot right now. I think we've got Alexander out there. My eyesight, I'm like trying my best. They move so fast. Yeah, it's our bench out there right now. So again, this will be very telling. We've got a Nuggets team that has struggled with the depth of their bench. And then we acquired a Bruce Brown who pretty much made us forget all about the lack of depth on our bench. And then we lost Bruce Brown. And now we're back in the same position of figuring out what is this bench going to be able to produce. It is not realistic. And the longevity will not be there expecting our starters to play full minutes in games. It's just not realistic. And of course, they're not actually playing full minutes, but playing more than they should. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Well, didn't love that. I don't know who that was. I'm trying to. Who was that? I'm watching along with you guys. So if you're squinting at your TV, so am I. So again, there's a lack of attack from our bench guys at the moment, which is again a problem that we have historically had. I don't know where Westbrook is at the moment, but would love to see him in there. That was Zeke. Zeke just made us a bucket there at the 5-minute mark. Okay. And what's Zeke's numbers looking like right now? I don't think he's played a ton in this game so far. He's got only 7 minutes. 1 of 3 from the field, 0 of 1 from 3, only 2 points. That was his first bucket in this game, having played 7 minutes. The defense is whack in this game. There's another 3 for the Celtics. I think it's time to get our starters back in there. What are we doing? We're down by 5. 4:30 left in this one. Again, though, you don't want your starters to always be the saviors. You know what I mean? That's the problem that we've had with this Denver Nuggets team often is you pull. Whoa. Oof. Okay. That was kind of a nasty fall. That's the problem we've had with this Nuggets team for some time now. That's been the major concern, especially since losing Bruce Brown, was non-Jokic minutes are few and far between because our bench is not reliable, because our bench isn't playing defense. So that is something that I think in these preseason games, especially, I would imagine Coach Malone wants to give these bench guys as much playing time as possible. We've got Ken Carr at the free throw line here. He currently has 19 minutes of play. He's 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, just made a free throw. I think that puts him at 6 points, if I'm not mistaken. Let me refresh my screen, though. Yep, he's got 6 points. He's at the line for his second shot here. Again, little over 4 minutes left in this game. The Nuggets are down by 4. If Ken Carr can hit this one, we've got a 3-point game here for this Denver Nuggets team. I would love to see Westbrook get back in there. The whole point of having Westbrook is to... Did he miss that? They're free points, fellas. Free throw, free points. Also, by the way, this show is presented by The Baking Room, our very own Chloe, who works here. She is one of the hardest workers ever. Absolutely adore her. She's been such a treat to work with. Her father has a bakery in Aurora. And if you have not checked it out, which I have not had the time, but I'm going to go this weekend and try it for myself. Ruben was on the show with me just a few days ago, and he made mention of the sourdough bread and how fantastic it was, and the baguettes. And honestly, my mouth was watering just listening to him. So nice rebound. There we go. Get up, Zeke. All right. Rebounding is huge. Would love to see Westbrook get back in there with our bench to kind of see what he can bring to them. I was very, very excited about what I saw from Westbrook very early in this game. He was facilitating well without turning the ball over. He hit a couple threes. And you know what? In any given game as a Denver Nugget, that's all we need from Russell Westbrook. We don't need Russell Westbrook to be hitting threes all game long. If MPJ's doing his job, which he has been in this game for the most part, you don't need Russell Westbrook coming off the bench with 25. If Jamal Murray can figure his stuff out, you don't need Russell Westbrook coming off the bench with 25. You need Russell Westbrook to bring energy and a competitive drive to this bench, which he absolutely can, because I think he's got a very contagious energy about him. And there's one thing you can never take away from Russell Westbrook, and that is the way that he plays, the passion that he plays with, the competitive energy he brings to every single game. Despite the booing, despite the media outlets telling him he's washed, despite being called Westbrook, you can never, ever, ever deny what Russell Westbrook is, and that's a competitor. And if he can bring that to our bench and it can be a contagious thing throughout our bench, we're in a good spot. We should not be relying on Russell Westbrook to score 20 plus off the bench. If that's the case, we have a problem with our starting 5, okay? CB in the offseason mentioned working on his 3-point shot, and he absolutely needed to. To me, that is his weakness right now. CB, from a defensive perspective, he had great defensive rebounds in this game, which is a taste of what we've seen him do. Hence why he is a starter and Julian Strawther is not. Julian Strawther, to me, is still unproven. However, if Julian Strawther can work on his threes, I think we've got a good little rotation there between CB and Julian Strawther. However, CB, a little more proven to me in this moment, but would love to see him work on those threes. Absolutely. Michael Porter Jr., I mentioned him doing his job. He scored 10 points in the first quarter. That is the type of start we need, especially when we have a Jamal Murray that just showed us in an entire postseason and is clearly still showing us now he's a slow starter. And honestly, he's kind of always been that way, just not as slow as we saw him in this most recent postseason. He's a slow starter. So if we can have an MPJ out the gates with 10 points in the first quarter, that makes me feel really, 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 really good. Russell Westbrook in the first quarter, in the first half, almost turning the ball over, but didn't. He was playing really well. very optimistic about that, and excited to see what he can do for our bench. Like I said, bring that hustle, bring that energy, because at the end of the day, it is not realistic to have a Nikola Jokic playing damn near the entire game all season long. It's just not going to work. We've been very blessed to have a relatively healthy Nikola Jokic. We've dealt with injuries, of course. MPJ with his back, Jamal Murray with his calf, with his knee. Jamal Murray is definitely probably the most injury-prone starter that we have. We know that AG plays a very physical game. He plays tough. He can go body to body with just about anybody in the league. You run a risk of being injured when you play like that. I love it. I don't want him to stop, but we've been pretty blessed having an AG and having a Nikola Jokic that are relatively healthy. I don't think we can have Nikola Jokic playing as many minutes as he's been playing for the remainder of his career and expect him to stay healthy. Now, again, Nikola Jokic is a freak of nature in the best way possible. He's an anomaly in so many ways, so maybe it just doesn't matter to him. Maybe it's like Travis Hunter, where we're all sitting here worried about, can he do both? Is this going to last? Right now, as far as I see it, with his physicality, Travis Hunter can handle it. Nikola Jokic, we have been, like I said, blessed to not have to deal with injuries with him, especially given how much he plays and how great he plays. We just got a free throw there from, I believe, Zeke. I think it was Zeke that was at the line. It is now a 3-point game with just over 3 minutes. 3:22 is what I'm looking at. 95-92 Celtics. Got to get some rebounds here. There we go. Nice rebound. There's a turnover. There's a turnover. Uh-huh. You really hate to see it. You really do hate to see the turnovers. And they just got a 3. See, that's the type of shit right there. Excuse my French. Jeez. This is how I watch sports, you guys. I have to remember there's a camera in front of my face and a microphone in front of my mouth. The S word is not appropriate. But this is how I watch basketball. Unfortunately, I get a little loud. There we go. What a pass. What a pass and what a bucket. All right, 4-point game, but 2:40 left. 2:40 left in this one. And again, this Nuggets team, as far as I know, let me check and see how much of a lead they actually had throughout the first half of this game. There's another 3. All right. Okay. 4-point game, 2:30 on the clock. All right. Let's check out and see what we've got going on here. Yeah, the Nuggets were up in both the first quarter. They actually scored the same amount of points. Both the Celtics and the Nuggets scored 31 points in the second quarter. However, the Nuggets outscored the Celtics in the first quarter by 7. So they had the lead going into halftime. They had the lead going into the second quarter. There's another 3. Mother of God. So our bench doesn't play perimeter defense whatsoever. They wouldn't know perimeter defense if it smacked them upside the face. So we're going to have to work on that. No worries, fellas. You've got it. We're good. This is what the preseason's for. Let's get those kinks out. Let's figure out what we need to tighten up on. And there's a bucket. There's a 3 from Zeke. Okay, here we go. What's he at now? He got a little hot there. He got a little hot and got things moving. We love to see it. 1:45 left in this game. The Nuggets down by 4, okay? And this is this is what it feels like. I'm telling you. Zeke now has 8 points. He has had a great little 4 minutes here. He had 7 minutes at one point. Now he's got 4 extra minutes. Woo! What a block. Ouch. That one was kind of embarrassing. Ouchie wawa. They're going to keep shooting the 3 ball because they know they can. Oh, son of a monkey's uncle. There we go. Hate that. Lack of defense here from the bench is what I'm seeing. A whole lot of nothing on the defensive side. Woo-wee! All right. Let's do something. I mean, okay. We were up at half. Up by 7 at half, okay? And then we got outscored in the third quarter. This is what I'm saying. This is what they do. The proof is in the pudding, ladies and gentlemen. And the proof is in the amount of games I've had to check my pulse and pour a glass of wine because I'm like, WTF is going on here, okay? We got outscored in the third quarter by, you guessed it, 6 points, okay? So far in the fourth quarter, we're getting outscored by, you guessed it, 4 points. Points matter. Points matter. But you know what? Here we go. It's a 3-point game, ladies and gentlemen. 3-point game. 112 left in this one. 103-100. Boston. We're at the... What did we do? We missed a free point. What do you know it? Of course we did. You know why? Because that's what we do. They love to keep me on the edge of my seat. They love to give me heart attacks. They love to freak me out. 103, 100, play some defense, so help me God. Save us here. Let's get a stop. Let's get the ball back. Get a stop. Rebound. There it is. Zeke is balling. Zeke is balling right now. Okay. No more funny business. We got 45 on the clock, down by 3. This is either where dreams go to die or... Oh! Zeke is balling right now. Absolutely balling. And he just looks so cool, calm, and collected. It is a 1-point game. There is 30 seconds left. I know I have a microphone. I'm going to move the microphone because I'm getting loud. And I do apologize. My poor producer's got headphones on, and he's probably going, really, Liv? The screaming inside the microphone is crazy work. I do apologize. This is how I watch sports. This is why we don't do watch-alongs. Oh! That's a turnover by the Celtics. Get up! Oh! Okay. And just like that, you see, this is why being a Denver fan is so effing hard. I almost gave up. I almost went like this. I'm done. I'm done watching. I'm finished. Not so fast. No, no. Oh, Dikembe. May he rest in peace. What a beautiful flipping shot by Young. Love to see it. A beautiful, just stunning layup. It is now 103, 104, 7.9 left on the clock. This is where I throw up. This is where I throw up. This is where I pass out. This is where I question if this is the life I want until June. June. You guys understand. August 22nd to June, this is the type of behaviors that we're going to be feeling. This is the emotional roller coaster that this team is going to put me on. It's constant. It is constant. Here's my guess. Right now, there's 7.9 on the clock. 103, 104 Nuggets. Get familiar, okay? Here's my guess. A very quick... Oh, yep, they're at the line. I don't know. Zeke is balling. Zeke just played. When I first got on this live, he had 7 minutes of play. He now has 12. In 5 minutes, he has done some really great things. He's 4 of 7 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. He's got 5 defensive rebounds, 1 offensive rebound for a total of 6 rebounds, okay? Only 1 turnover, 10 points. Zeke, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. I'm liking it. I'm loving it. I want some more of it right away. Thank you so kindly. 103, 104. I'm going to... Did they take the points away? What's the situation? Did they take our points away? You can't make this shit up. You really cannot make this up. This is what... Coach Malone, get in his face. Scream, curse, do what you got to do. You can get ejected with 7.9 left. That is bogus. Don't take them. What are we doing? I don't have... The other part is I don't have volume on the TV right now, which I kind of like. Are you... Did Jaylen Brown just wave goodbye? I hope I didn't see that right. Are you flipping kidding me? What happened? What the hell? Now I got to go to the play-by-play. This is ridiculous. There was a personal foul. Young took the points away. Now we've got the free throws happening, which means my dreams are going to die. This is the type of shit I'm talking about. I can't. It's unbelievably hard to be in a... You know what they need to do? I guarantee you here's what's going to happen because I'm not there yet. The Celtics, they're going to make both of these free throws. It's going to be a 3-point game now. Nuggets are going to get fouled to get the ball back for the Celtics, okay? They need to intentionally miss that second free throw. And they need to take some risks here, and we got to get a dub. I've had enough. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about, you guys. It is so hard. Make the first one, intentionally miss the second one, rebound your ass off, and get a bucket for the dub. I am seeing 3.5 left. It's 105, 102. Boston. Young is at the line. Make the first one. Bangers. There it is. miss the second one, rebound the ball, and get a dubski. That's the last thing we need. Come on. Miss it. Chuck it at the backboard. Miss it, rebound, bucket, over. Sounds pretty easy to me. I mean, I know I'm just a watcher, but it seems like a pretty... Miss it and rebound. There he goes. Woo! What happened? They did it. They did my game plan. Knew they would. But what happened? I have no volume, you guys, so I'm just trying to... Oh my gosh. 2.4 left. Oh, he tried. Oh, he really tried. Oh, Young. He really tried. He got up there. You can't tell me that the Nuggets would not have made the finals more interesting against the Celtics. Instead, we got a flippin' snooze fest because the Nuggets couldn't figure out how to beat the damn Timberwolves. They took their foot off the gas like they did in this freaking game. And then we had to watch the most boring finals on the planet. Oh, no, Liv, the most boring finals was Nuggets Heat. Shut up. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to me. The most boring finals was absolutely this last season. It was a snooze fest, and the Nuggets would have made it more fun. I'm convinced. You can't tell me otherwise. I'm a realist too. So don't start doing that nonsense of you're a Nuggets fan, you're biased. No, I'm a realist. And I truly believe one of the only teams that could have made that finals more interesting from the Western Conference side of things would have been Denver. And they couldn't do it. All right, you guys, as soon as this game is over, I'm getting out of here because at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, we have our off-ice group, JJ, Megan, and Jesse, joining the chairs and talking to you guys about all things hockey. Hockey season starts next week, so get excited because they've got a lot of great content heading your way. Really great group covering our Avs over here in Colorado. This has been the longest 2.4 of my life. Can we shit or get off the pot? Excuse my French, but like, come on. I mean, seriously, what are we doing? This is what they do. This is what they do. This is what the Nuggets do often. They do it often. They got outscored in both the third and the fourth quarter, and they had the lead at I mean, it's just like, come on now. 2.4 seconds left. The dreams go to die in the third and fourth quarter as a Denver Nuggets fan. That's the facts. What the heck is going on? I mean, my hair's all crazy. I look like I've been hit by a truck. It's because I'm watching the Nuggets. It feels the same, honestly. Lord have mercy on my soul. Send help, please, please, please. And all the trolls on Twitter that are like, just wait for Westbrook. First of all, shut your pie hole. Second of all, let me have my moment. If I'm excited right now, let me be, okay? Because if you haven't watched Sundays, I'm really going through it right now. I know the Broncos are on a 2-game win streak, but you know what? I have mentally prepared myself that very soon here, I'm going to get a slice of humble pie as per usual, okay? So let me have my moment with Westbrook, and don't be rude and quit being a fun sucker, okay? Thanks. I mean, my God, how long are these 2 flipping seconds going to last? They're trying to make me sick. Yep, it's a 2-point game. I feel ill. I'm upset. However, we do have a rematch of this game, I believe, on Sunday morning. So this is a great opportunity. Look at my hair. Like, send help. What's going on? Lord have mercy on my soul. We should have a rematch here. Guys, it's over with. I fear it's over with. In 4 minutes, I got to end this live stream. We've got people that need to be in this chair that hopefully have more positive things to talk about. Because the Nuggets are, yet again, making me stressed. Now, I know you're probably sitting there going, you're so dramatic, Olivia. I'm allowed to be on my own show. Let's start there. Secondly, I know it's only preseason, but when your bench is the problem, preseason absolutely matters, okay? May not matter to you. It probably doesn't matter to the Celtics. They just won a championship and pretty much kept their whole group together. They don't care about preseason, probably. I do. Yeah, you know what? I do. 106, 103. They're going to make their other free throw. I just know it. And then what do we do with 2.3? The longest 2 seconds of my flipping life. That's okay. You know what? Preseason games are meant for hiccups and issues and problems. Get them out your system now, Nuggets, because what I saw, the behavior I saw last postseason, wasn't a fan of it. Didn't love it. Oh, there it is. It's over. It's over. Okay, well, thanks for watching along with me. I had company, which made it a little more bearable and a little less irritating. All in all, we did see some really great stuff in this game. Russell Westbrook with a really great first game with this Denver Nuggets team. He did a lot better job of protecting the ball while still facilitating very well with the bench and the starters as well. Got 2 threes under his belt, which is more than Jamal Murray can say. Jamal Murray not really looking like he's back to his great form, which is concerning considering we just had media day and his answers and responses to things were just a little, I don't know. How do you say dull and how do you say unmotivated? And como se dice rude? Anyway, Jamal Murray didn't love his media day appearance and also not loving the performance we got in the first preseason game. Nikola Jokic continuing to do his stuff. MPJ, 10 points in the first quarter. That's the energy we need from him all season long. We love to see it. CB with some really great defensive rebounds. That's going to be huge for this team. Would love to see him work on those threes still, of course. And Zeke in the last 5 minutes, really looking good, really having some big plays, which is awesome. And yeah, so this is going to be a great learning lesson. They will see this Celtics team again, I believe, on Sunday morning. If I'm wrong, correct me. Hello, Cedric. I cannot read your comment, but I'm going to just give you some love and say, what's going on? Lots of love to you. Thanks for tuning in. We will be back again for another episode of Off Court on Monday at about the same time, 12 p.m. Mondays will probably be closer to 12:30, but then you can expect me again on Friday, and we finally have some basketball to talk about. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for sweating out that game with me. It was a close one, but again, the preseason games are truly important just to figure out what do we need to fix before the regular season starts, and hopefully this Nuggets team can get back to their championship form, defending home court really well, not blowing leads in the first half, giving Nikola Jokic a little less minutes in the game because our bench can produce, and hopefully getting Jamal Murray back on track. We didn't see that in this one, but hopefully we'll see it next game. So thank you guys for tuning in. Much love. This has been another episode of Off Court presented by The Baking Room, and we will be back again on Monday at about 12:30 p.m. Mountain Time to talk all things NBA and Denver Nuggets. See ya.